It's the moment you didn't know you're waiting for.
He is Carter.
He's Chad.
And this is the Irish 365 podcast.
Chad, this is Lou Holtz. That's head coach of Notre Dame for 11 years. Greatest experience of my life. They're starting a Notre Dame podcast this summer. I have a podcast as well, but it's not about Notre Dame football, although I wish there were. But congratulations on your success. And it would be nice if I could be on your podcast, but my schedule is so hectic. But anything that has to do with Notre Dame, I'm all for it. God bless you. Go Irish.
Welcome into the Irish 365 podcast. How's everyone doing today?
Doing well.
It's time for some Notre Dame football.
Doing well. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But it's been intentional that we've been off. And it's not been because we've been too busy. It's not been because, life's got other things going on, which it has.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are in the dog days of summer, but after the 4th of July, the lights at the end of the tunnel for the Notre Dame season, so that's always good.
Yeah, and I think it's always good to take some time off because otherwise we're going to get redundant. I talked about this with you the other day. Like I've kind of tried to. It's weird. I've tried to stay away from Notre Dame football these last month or two, because I am so excited for this season and the potential this team has that I want to not hype myself up even more, because I know I'm already hyped about it. The more I think about it, the more excited I get, the more crazy I get about my thoughts and how this team's going to win every game by 75 points, the revenge tour, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah. No, I think we typically fall into what I think is a little more rational of the ND fan base. We understand there's games we can lose and games we can win, and but it's a little hard right now. Right. We're going to talk about this in segment 2. I guess we can go straight segment 1, but expectations for this year are just they're through the roof.
Yeah,
and it's almost you got to step away to keep yourself sane, because what if they don't go undefeated and win the national championship?
Correct.
The probability of them winning the national championship is smaller than the probability of them not, right?
Correct, yeah.
To quote Kevin Malone, anytime someone gives you the field, take the field.
Yeah.
Right? It's just but it's crazy. There's a lot of preseason hype, a lot of Notre Dame's number one in the preseason, odds-on favored betting. So
got a Heisman favorite quarterback.
Yeah.
A returning quarterback, which I think is the biggest part. That I saw this tweet. I forget which one of the guys it was the other day. Is like, wait, who's our backup quarterback this year? No one. We got to talk about quarterback for some reason, right?
Yeah, we're not even thinking about who is QB2 at this point.
Right.
Last year, the whole narrative all summer was Kenny, CJ, CJ, and Kenny was asked about it in the Kentucky press conference after the spring game. I think it was his spring game, and his basis. No, I think it was the Manning he recently talked about, and he's like, "Oh, I love all those guys at Notre Dame, and I wish them nothing but success unless they're playing us." And and CJ's awesome, and so Kenny's out there doing Kenny things, and we wish nothing but the best for Kenny Minchey. Yeah. But yeah, last year we were talking all about Kenny Minchey and CJ Carr, and I personally was leaning toward Kenny being the starter because I thought he was more athletic.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling with this one because I think CJ Carr is very good. I'm not saying, oh, no, CJ Carr's not good. But just the whole Todd McShay, Peyton Manning passing academy recently, he's a Heisman favorite. He's by far the best quarterback. I think it was McShay that said, best quarterback that Notre Dame's had in his lifetime. This is the guy that the Manning passing academy, Peyton Manning was calling on him to be the, example of how to do it right in front of all these young quarterbacks. I just don't know, am I numb? Am I doing what you've talked about, just trying to stay away from it?
Yeah.
I think CJ's very good. I just don't think of CJ as
looks like he's gotten jacked this offseason, though.
He's been in the weight room. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I see CJ he was good last year.
I think you don't want to be hurt. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, I know. And it's my default position, and you don't normally go there, and you're there.
Yeah. Because it's a situation where he is so talented. All credit to Ian Book, because he took I won't say little talent, because he had talent, but made it he maxed out his talent, correct?
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like CJ Carr had an incredible year last year, but it's Oh man, he's got a lot more. He's got a giant ceiling. So yeah, how close is he getting there? And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things when I will say this: like everyone looks great when you don't have 350-pound D linemen running and bull rushing them, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm ecstatic for CJ. Just have a quarterback of his quality coming, as quarterback in general coming back for a second year, let alone of his quality. But I mean, the thing is, we're Notre Dame, right? We run the ball. I mean. So it'll be interesting how much having a quarterback like him, how much that changes this year.
Yeah, I think back to our last podcast that we did was in April, right before the Blue and Gold game.
Yeah.
And we kind of intended to do one after the Blue and Gold game, but we didn't. And it was kind of like this, like I said, a little strategic that it's not to do one. And what did we see at the Blue and Gold game if you go back to that? I mean, we didn't see a whole lot from the offense. It was pretty vanilla. You saw massive size on the defensive line. I mean,
yeah,
wow. Like, we did well in the transfer portal. That's all I can say. We got some big guys come in.
Got to live up to it, but yeah.
Yeah, they got to produce in game kind of a thing. And you heard about the jersey scrimmage prior to the Blue and Gold game, and CJ Carr supposedly was picking apart the defense left and right. He knew the play before it was called. So there's all this hype, and you don't feed into it.
You got to filter in.
You got to be very careful, and I think as every fan base, Notre Dame is no exception. I don't want to say this is Notre Dame, because right now there's a whole bunch of people, Alabama fans, Ohio State fans, Miami fans, that are all sitting here going, "We look great. We're going to be undefeated." Going into this season, we're not losing a game. There's 6 or 8 people that are sitting there thinking that right now,
right.
and are justified in thinking that. There's a lot of USC fans right now that think USC's got this fairly favorable schedule. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's kind of an interesting dynamic that we're in. Like, how good are we going to be? And I think this is kind of my thing when I look at it. I didn't see anything in the Blue and Gold game that was like, oh my God, we're in trouble with CJ Carr.
Yeah.
But I also didn't see anything that made me think, oh my gosh, he is taking that second year step, right? Because he can either have that second year step forward, or he can have that second year slide. You see, sometimes you see that slide, and I'm like, I'm hoping for the step forward, but I'm worried about that step backward. I just can't get my hand around a kid that's been like bred to be a quarterback and grown up with Grandpa Lloyd Carr, and like his dad was a starting quarterback at Michigan, and just like all the things he's got going on. I just can't see him taking a step back. And I think back to last season and the Miami game, and it's like, man, if he would have just ran the ball a little more instead of pulling it and trying to throw those short passes against Miami, ooh, what if? But he didn't cost us Miami. He didn't cost us A&M. Like, it wasn't like he played terrible. It was like, okay, I would have liked to give him the ball to Jeremiah Love a little more against Miami, or Price against Miami, but we didn't.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for this tier is, I think who's enjoyed the quiet offseason has been Chris Ash, right? He kind of answered some questions towards the end of the season. Defense overall, and obviously going into year 2, we've seen it with the system of our coordinators. Year 2 is a big step up usually. Then year 1 of the defense was buzzing by the end of last year. So,
and we've got
loads of talent. Yeah,
I think I saw potentially 6 defensive players that could be NFL draft picks next year.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah, loads of talent. And and that's awesome. And then you're like, well, is that our window? Like, is this our window? Are we going to have a fall off? Right.
And I think a lot of people are asking about the fall off in the running back position.
Right.
I don't think it's there.
Right.
One, I think our line is going to be as good or better.
Right.
And
we're
then
bringing in the guy that averages 7 yards a carry through his Notre Dame career, not his high school career, his Notre Dame career.
Yeah.
7 yards a carry in Aeneas Williams, which he's gotten some scrap time, which means scrap O-line though. Like,
but at the same time, I mean, you think back to that Orange Bowl game 2 years ago.
Catch, yeah.
He played big in big moments.
Yeah.
And then we got Kendron Young, who
hopefully he's healthy. Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, he looks the part when he's healthy.
Right.
And he looks physically. The last picture I seen of him, video I seen of him recently.
Yeah.
He looks jacked.
Yeah.
Like, he's been putting in good kind of weight in the weight room. So it's like, but Jonas, I mean, we got depth in running back. Yeah. I don't think we have Jeremiah Love 2.0 or Jadarian Price 2.0, but we probably have Jadarian Price 2.2. I mean, slightly off, but almost as good. And I think people just don't appreciate how great of a running back duo we had. And I think they're gonna be even better. But I think the fall off is we're gonna be still way above average in our fall off. So I'm excited about that part of it as well.
Yeah, and I think you kind of wanted to bring this up and talk to me about the other day about how much better this Notre Dame recruiting's for the running backs can get on this West Coast right now, right? Oh. I mean, Jeremiah Love's out in Arizona. You got Price in Seattle, and then you got Kyron in L.A. So, I mean, you hit 3 of the 4 NFC West teams there, and we might not be playing out in California, but you got three people you want to buy a ticket to go see, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think about like the heyday of USC in the early 2000s when they were rolling in the Reggie Bush years. And I think Jeremiah Love is the closest thing to Reggie Bush. I don't want to say they're the same, but similar style, like dynamic running back.
You don't want to miss it when he gets a handoff or has the ball in his hand. You want to make sure you
he's must-watch television. And I just think that USC, it felt like they could throw a football out of the freaking window of the football office and hit a freaking 4-star running back. I mean, there's a lot of running back talent in Southern California and California in general, and I think that's got to have a positive impact on those kids on the West Coast that follow West Coast teams to say, "Hey, man, this running back, these are good. Oh, that guy went to Notre Dame.
All right.
That guy went to Notre Dame. That guy went to Notre Dame." I mean, so that'll be interesting. I think we've got this on the conversation docket, and we can kind of hit that and come back to the expectations. But it goes into Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price and like fantasy football value. Right. I mean, I know you and I in our respective different fantasy football leagues picked up Kyron Williams, kind of that late round sleeper because you're his Notre Dame favorite. And he had a really good fantasy football season his freshman year or his rookie year. Yeah. And he's continued to be now he's not an easy go get in the fantasy football.
Yeah, he's not easy. Yeah.
Everybody knows. So now we got Jeremiah Love. And we got Jadarian Price, who I think if you're a fantasy football guy, there's some late round value to be picked up in your league. I
don't think there'll be late round value. I think Love and Price will probably go second or third round in some of these leagues, but
I think you can. I think fourth or fifth round. We'll see. I hope not. I think fantasy football wise, it depends on who you're playing with, I guess.
Right. Absolutely.
But so yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. So the question I have to you: who is the better fantasy football pick year one?
I mean, you got to go with Price, I think, at this point. I mean, he's got the proven team around him, right? Now, I always say it depends on what kind of fantasy football league you have, because I think the Cardinals are going to use Love a lot in the pass game as well. So if you're in a PPR, full PPR, then Love's going to be catching some passes, but it just seems like Price is going to get – the Seahawks are going to score more touchdowns than the Cardinals, right? Yeah. And he's going to be RB1. It just seems like Price is –
I think he's in a better position, right? To have early success.
Correct.
Yeah. Now you're in a dynasty league.
Yes.
So in a dynasty league.
Yeah. I sold my soul to get both of them.
But if you can only get one.
You can only get one of them.
I think you put yourself in pretty good position with the moves you made. Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
But if you can only get one.
Soul to get both of them. Have no draft picks over the next 3 years. But that's no
bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, but I'll trade back up to get CJ here soon. But in a dynasty, I mean, Love's the one you have to take first because he's the one that's going to go sooner. But that's a tough one because I think both are going to have some success. The question is, what does Arizona do around Jeremiah Love, right? They've got talent. They've got Marvin Harrison Jr. as well, who's been hit or miss. But it's like if they can get a quarterback, they got rid of Kyler Murray, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do and if they can get O-line. But
the only thing I don't like about Arizona, and this is probably bias on my own part, is like really Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Like really Jeremiah Love's going to be with. And I have seen Carson Beck play good.
Correct.
I have not seen him play good consistently.
Correct.
So I just don't know if he's that NFL guy.
Yeah. I think both of those like weather-wise fit. Arizona, like a flashy place, is great for Jeremiah. Like an indoor stadium, like always consistent. When you're playing at home, it's gonna be nice weather. And then Jadarian going somewhere where like just tough nose, like those both just fit them so well. Like we saw a lot of like Bears and Chiefs for Jeremiah, which he'd have done great. Don't get me wrong, but just seeing him in like an indoor stadium where he can just go juke or hurdle 4 different guys.
Max out his speed.
Right.
Play, and I think Arizona's great because he's a low key guy.
Yeah.
And I think even though you're in Arizona, you can be a low key person. Like
Correct.
you can
Yeah,
be a
not
superstar.
New York, yeah.
And I think back to someone that your mom was a doctor. She was recruiting to come here to Indiana, and he lived in Arizona. And he was talking about one of his neighbors being, a Arizona Cardinal player, and he's like, really nice guy, just kind of down, like this guy's in NFL, but he just lived in the neighborhood, just kind of a normal guy.
Yeah.
And I think Jeremiah Love can do that. He can be a high end player, but there are certain cities it's easier to be an NFL guy. I mean, Jeremiah Love would be a great fit in a city like Indianapolis or Green Bay or like these smaller markets where you're still a star getting big money, but there's not a lot of distractions, and he's not a New York, LA kind of.
Right, he's not going to be sitting courtside at the Knicks game every night.
Yeah, and I think when I think of running backs at Seattle, like beast mode just comes to mind, like tough, grutting, Marshawn Lynch runs, and you're like, yeah, Price can kind of not saying he's beast mode, but he can bring some thunder to that running game, and that stadium will get loud. They're going to love him. I mean, I think it's interesting when you look at social media and you follow these guys on Twitter or X.
Yeah,
like I think people are starting to realize, especially Seattle fans, we got a really good back.
Right.
We just didn't know that he was number 2. He was such a good number 2 because now we realize how good number 1 was at Notre Dame. But yeah, I think people in Seattle are super excited about having Jadarian Price.
And it would be fun to see those guys play each other twice a year, right? It seems like a thing if one guy goes for a 75-yard touchdown, you better be looking at that next drive, the other one to be the man in the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll feed off of that, and it'll be a friendly competition. They'll dap up and hug each other after the game. But yeah, there'll be a little bit of that. I want to one up my boy. I want him to do well, but I want to do better, kind of a thing. So yeah, I think that'll be an interesting dynamic to watch as we go into the NFL season. And I know where I'm at in the NFL is I follow the Colts, but loosely. And I generally follow
not
Notre
to this level. The Colts podcast.
No, there is no Colts podcast. Never will be.
Nope.
But I follow a lot of Notre Dame guys in their careers and how they do, and just so it's kind of exciting to see that. And
we're as busy as we are traveling to all these Saturday games and going to all these college football games, and we do our couple away games. We got to take it easy on Sunday. We can't.
That's right. I got to stay at home and watch the Red Zone. I just got
or get all that stuff we missed yesterday getting done. All right, we can't be as diehard for Sundays as we are Saturdays.
That's right.
We're watching every game. Don't get us wrong.
You got to pick. You got to pick your loyalty there, and
and
I chose the collegiate route.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's interesting. And then when you go back to the collegiate side and the expectations, we've talked about this, and the Nick Saban rat poison comment, kind of is. That's where you're at for the Notre Dame season. And I think 2 teams have gone into the season ranked number 1 and won the national championship.
Yeah.
So
which we don't have any preseason polls or anything yet, but
yeah.
Right.
04 USC. So that's the Reggie Bush years.
Yeah.
And I think 17 Alabama.
Gotcha.
Were the 2 years that preseason ranked number 1. So as a Notre Dame fan, there's a lot of talk. We do not want to be preseason number 1. 2 through 6, I'm cool. We do not want to be number 1, and I think we'll be fine in that. I think most people will end up putting us in that top 5 position. I can't.
Yeah,
see
it'll
us
be
out of the top
interesting.
5.
I mean, AP coach is what we officially end up there. But yeah, I think top 3 is kind of where I'm. It just depends. We'll have some first place votes, I think, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just, and we always say don't follow recruiting, because you'll get your heart broken by 16-year-old kids nowadays with NIL and everything else. But there's coaches that are in the coaches poll specifically, they're going to downplay Notre Dame, just because you can't have Notre Dame being a top 5 team, winning games with a dynamic coach that kids want to play for. Like, recruiting against us is hard enough, and now that we're spending money in the NIL era, it's even harder. I mean, and we're on our 3rd top 5 class in a row.
Yeah. I
can't remember the last time we had a top 5 class prior to this run, let alone 3 in a row.
Correct.
I mean, Notre Dame is, to quote a former coach, we're shopping down a different aisle.
Correct.
That's no doubt, both in the transfer portal and in the recruiting battle.
And I think what I've liked from us, just back to the transfer portal a little bit, is there's some schools that are trying to flip the roster, right, with the portal.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring a 20. it feels like we are attacking very specific needs each and every year. Like,
Oh yeah.
line where it's okay, let's go get either what do we get 8 or 9 guys this year?
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, very targeted and D-line, wide receiver, right? You could tell that's what we needed, and
we picked up a couple of defensive backs.
Yeah. So I that's what I like about, and I think that's what the transfer portal can best be used for. I mean, obviously there's teams where if you won one game last year, it doesn't matter. Go flip your roster and
IU.
right, go hope you get a new deck, right?
I mean,
But-
IU
right.
built through the portal, and
Right.
it's working for them. They
Right,
They
but
won an
we're not in a position where we got to go flip 20 guys, 30 guys. Like we got to go get a few, right? We need, So obviously every team's got their different strategy, but if you win 2 games the year before, then you got to flip your
go.
roster. Why not?
You can change your fortune very quickly.
What's the worst you're going to do when one game right?
Yeah.
Go try to do something. So every team's different, but I like our strategy where we're at.
Yeah, I think we're in that strategy. I think A&M's in that strategy where we're trying to build through recruiting from the college ranks and then supplement with the portal.
Yeah, the high school ranks.
The high school ranks, and then supplement where we need to in the portal. But yeah, different strategies, different people. I think that's more sustainable long term.
Yeah.
If you're a good evaluation of high school talent and how they're going to develop, I feel like we've got a really good group of coaches and evaluation. So we'll see.
The portal way obviously can be successful, like you said with IU, but you got to hit it every year, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to make sure you've got the right guys every year because you're one bad group away from your staff being fired, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
if IU continues to hit it out of the park through the transfer portal, they're going to continue to get guys in transfer portal.
right,
But if they have a bad year and they don't look as attractive to come to,
right.
then and they haven't done a great job through the high school ranks.
They're doing better than they were
Yeah.
before Signetti.
Yeah.
Obviously, winning the national championship makes it a lot easier.
It makes it easier. Yeah, it makes it easier. And, Signetti's one of those coaches. You either like him or hate him. And I think there's kids that like him and want to play for him. So, he's going to have some success in that arena. But, and Mike Elko, we talked about Elko. He's a likable coach down at A&M. Now, I'm a little upset because it sounds like Elko's done some negative recruiting against Coach Freeman.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's going to the NFL. He's going to the NFL. Now, the great thing about that is
Yeah.
Freeman's going on the counter, right? And what's he said? I want to retire from Notre Dame. Now, part of me finds joy and happiness in that statement.
But what?
The other part of me
you
is
don't wanna
like,
be hurt again.
oh, man.
Yeah.
This is he's just saying what he's supposed to say because he's going to the NFL next year. I mean, how many times in professional sports,
Absolutely.
NBA, NFL, I have no interest in that job.
Yeah.
3 days later,
All right.
what?
It just came upon. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to go.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that's Coach Freeman speak.
Right.
But back of my mind, I'm a little guarded. Like,
hurt,
he said what I wanted him to say, but is he there? So yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Elko. And I heard someone talking. I should say I heard someone talking. I read an article where the discussion was if Freeman were to go to the NFL, who would be the short list of coaches you'd consider? And I thought, well, that's kind of a really bad, I don't like that whole vibe, but someone put Elko on that list. I hope whoever put Elko on that list rethinks that now. Because, Elko's got all the resources in the world he wants at A&M. He's got a really good school, good program.
Right.
He doesn't have quite the academic requirements, so I don't think Elko would come up here anyway, and I don't even want to talk about that conversation. I want to say Coach Freeman is going to be the winningest coach at Notre Dame history. We're going to win a couple natties. We're going to get a statue of him, and I want to be there for the unveiling. That's my plan.
Yeah.
And and we got 20 more years of Coach Freeman before I have to worry about that.
Yeah. So kind of back to the recruiting. We won't deep dive into it, but you got to bring it up. I mean, 5 years of eligibility is right off the bat. Now, red shirts don't matter, which I think will affect the high school recruiting some because you got some guys that are on your roster now that you weren't planning on being there in a couple of years, right? And it'll also be interesting because these freshmen that were limited to 4 games, you might start seeing them 5 stars on kickoff duty more, right? Or these, you might see them getting some reps in some games. You're like, oh, we want to hold your eligibility. Well, you got 5 years no matter what now, right? So
get them in. Yeah. I mean,
which I think will make it a little more, in some cases, more challenging because coaches are using that because people are going to hit the portal if they're not playing. But hey, we don't want to lose your red shirt. Now there's no red shirt to lose, so these kids are like, I want to play, right? Or I'm transferring. So it'll be an interesting balance for college football.
But it also makes it's going to make it interesting on some high school kids' mindset, right? Am I going to go someplace where I know I'm not going to be the guy for a year or two and develop, or am I going to go someplace lesser where I can play right away? You know, I mean, if let's just say you're top 10 quarterback in the country, right, and you can go to one of the top schools of the country and play quarterback, but you're going to be setting as a freshman.
Absolutely.
But then you look at some mid-major school like Coastal Carolina or someplace, and you're like, oh, hey,
they're going to offer me $2 million to come here anyway.
they're going to pay me, and I could get playing time as a freshman. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this does, because there's no loyalty, right? There's no, if I go to Coastal Carolina for 2 years and then decide I want to go to, you know, whatever contender, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame,
highest bidder, whatever.
Yeah, go there, get some playing time, increase your value, and then
World Cup's the best.
I know. Is Holland just score?
Yeah, he
did.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. We're doing a pod during the middle of the World Cup, and
that's made this offseason just a little bit easier for me to stay away from Notre Dame football. That's probably why. So.
Yeah. So anyway, we should have turned the TV off.
Yeah.
Here in the studio, but no, I think that's kind of an interesting, like how the whole 5-year rule of NCAA eligibility, no more red shirts, no more medicals. I did see there is a carve out for mission trips. So the Mormon kids who do mission trips, that kind of thing.
I was wondering about the medical thing. I didn't see anything about that. So medical, you don't get next year for medical. It's 5 years.
I don't believe there's any medical. I think the only carve out is like mission trip.
So yeah, we're not going to see any ninth year.
Yeah. Yeah, there won't be any ninth year.
Yeah, what was that Miami tight end last? It was like, holy, this dude's was in college with who?
He had a 401k from his from his college days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he's not a doctor. We're not calling him doctor, whatever. So I don't know what.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to end some of that, and it's weird, but it is what it is. I mean, it's one of those, of all the things that were broken in college football, that's the thing that needed to fix the least.
Correct.
But
I do think it has the right intention, though.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. I think a lot of these rules have had the right intention, or the thoughts of them have had the right intention. It's just managing them. Where this one, I'm saying this, knock on wood, seems like a very easy, straightforward one to manage, right?
yeah.
If it's like the shit, great chaos.
Yeah, and then if you follow the recruiting side of things, there's been a lot of kids reclassifying.
Absolutely.
And you're on, what is going on? Well, that's the other rule.
Yeah.
The 5-year clock starts either when you graduate high school or when you turn 19.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was such a thing, but there's a lot more kids that are like being held back, and like they're a year.
They're 20 coming into their freshman year of college, right?
Yeah. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. But it's been strategic by parents and playing that game. And, you know, it's like, oh, okay. And I guess that's for quarterbacks specifically, it happens a lot. So you've seen a lot of these kids that have been reclassifying.
That Malachi Tony was 18 walking out there week 1 last year. So
he
didn't need it.
He didn't need it. Exactly. He did all right. So yeah, I think that's kind of the interesting thing, how that's going to change and how that's going to drive. And it's, again, the thought process of these kids coming out of high school, and, you know, and we'll see. It's not the worst thing. I mean,
no, I think this rule is in good intention.
Yeah.
To make just everything straightforward. There's not guys expecting to get another year and then finding out they got declined for it. It's okay. You should know, like, you got 5 years from day one you step on campus, or you're 24 basically, right? Like,
yeah.
You're done.
And I think the other interesting thing is there's some guys that had the 4 years, didn't have a red shirt, didn't have medical, whatever, that are going to get a 5th year of eligibility.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's some guys right now that Notre Dame's going to probably be able to retain next year if they choose to. That they
Jagasol per se that should have this a great career, right? But has struggled through injury and different things, and
just unlucky.
Yeah. And now maybe you get a free 5th year. So
the crazy thing about Jagasol is, and you think about how good the offensive line is going to be, we're going to be good without him.
Right.
And then you get like midway through the season, and you're going to have this guy that was dominant at guard, who's phenomenal at tackles. Like, we're going to have the best depth guy available to us mid-season. which is phenomenal. We won't get into too much of the position stuff. We'll save that for later pod. But,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff with the 5-year rule that I think is going to be a huge benefit.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think that's a positive. Like I said, it's a weird change, but it's a positive. It's progress the right direction. It's better than 24, 25, 62, 132 team playoff, whatever we're heading toward.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on that, I guess? Where do you, it's got to go 24 teams.
That's what it feels like at this point. It just feels like a matter of time. We haven't had any official announcement, but I don't know when's the media deal up or whatever on this one, right? I don't know what this one's 12's through, but yeah, it just feels
I
like,
think this is the last year for 12 team.
yeah, it seems like that's the case. And I guess the bigger question for me is, what happens to all the other bowl games? We've kind of gone through different situations that we think should happen, but yeah, what actually happens to the bowl games? Are we going to keep trying to act like they mean something?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to get a bad rap since we passed on one last year, but how many college football fans watch most of these games, right? And I've talked to people who are Purdue fans and are like, yeah, we used to go to the bowl game. Like, obviously, Purdue doesn't make it every year, but we used to go to them. But then I think it was the Music City Bowl a couple years ago, right before the opt-outs. Like, they bought tickets and went down to Nashville on New Year's, and it was like, we don't know what half this team is. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just one of those situations. And Notre Dame fans have experienced that last year in the Pop-Tart Bowl. You'd be like, who's playing? Like, yeah.
Had we gone to the Pop-Tart Bowl,
Right.
it wouldn't have been the same team.
Correct. So I think that would be interesting to see what actually happens with there, because once the bowl games have the fantastic thought, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's a celebration, like kind of participation trophy to an extent, right? We got 5 and 6 teams making bowl games nowadays, but hey, like the thoughts there, like an end of season, like go do something fun with your team, like one last college hurrah. But but when you've got 30 guys already in the portal, it's like, what freshman, redshirt, walk-on freshman are we starting at quarterback today? Okay.
Yeah, I go back to I think they should just expand the playoffs to a larger number and just move all the bowls to spring games.
Yeah.
Just
I think that's the best.
give me a Pop-Tarts Bowl in April. I'm okay with it.
Might be there. Might show up. Right?
Yeah, like give it to me on spring break week.
Correct.
I'll
Correct.
be interested, right?
Correct. Even if it's, modified, whatever we want to do, like quarterbacks in red.
Yeah. Can't two-hand touch on the quarterback or something.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something they got to figure out. We'll figure that out. We'll adjust. No one's asked. Hey, if you want our opinion, we've said this before. Let us know.
We're happy to give it.
For a small fee, we will be happy to consult the NCAA on how to solve this problem.
College Football Playoff Committee, yeah.
I don't think they're calling us though. But
We are available via email, irish365pod at gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
I mean, if you don't want to call us, we understand. We can reply to emails too.
That's right. We can read those. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. But the bigger thing about that is, and from the Notre Dame perspective, we need the expansion to happen sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the expansion doesn't happen, we're going to have more and more difficulty in the scheduling side of things.
You're starting to see that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen USC walk away.
Yeah.
We know Texas is talking about walking away.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do what they think is best for their school, and that's put them in a position to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't you just build a really good team and win them all?
All right.
But I also think there's a lot to be said about that. That says a lot about they fear Notre Dame, because they're not dropping Ball State off the schedule.
Right.
Although the MAC schools give us trouble, they're not dropping like mid majors. They're dropping teams that are going to give them the L, and they can't afford the L.
Right.
So anyway, I think that'll be interesting to see how that comes and what comes of that, because we've got some really good
We've got some incredible schedules
in the future.
Yeah, we got Bama, we got Auburn coming up, a trip to Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some really, if you're
and Texas,
right,
if it sticks.
Yeah, Texas. So yeah, I mean, there's some exciting future matchups, and I mean, as a college football fan, you're like, yeah, I want to see those two teams play, right? I mean, even if, I want to see Notre Dame play at Auburn, or Auburn come to South, but like that's a game I want to go see, right? Even if Auburn's not waiting for a national championship that year. I mean, those are two cool schools, right? You want to go see?
Yeah,
that don't play.
Great tradition, great.
Right, Florida. I mean, they haven't been great over the last couple of years, but it's like I want to see Notre Dame play Florida, though. I want to see Notre Dame play at the Swamp. I was there back in May, and that stadium's pretty sweet. They're doing some renovations to it. I mean, yeah, just a cool place to go see a football game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
college football enthusiast, right?
Yeah, we love college football,
Yeah.
and so get a chance to go see some of these programs, and you never know. I mean, Florida is trending up; they could be pretty good the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Texas is good right now,
Right.
So Bama, how long will Bama be and be
Right.
down by Bama standard?
Right.
I mean,
How long would they be top 20, not top 10, right?
yeah, I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, Bama's
Right.
trash.
They're
It's
not
just
gonna take that forever, though.
They're not the semi-pro NFL team that they used to be.
Right.
That everybody's caught up with them. So, yeah, and then you look at other teams. And, we got the Clemson rivalry thing going on, and
Oh, yeah. I didn't even mention Clemson.
And-
what, 12 years or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I can't believe Clemson will stay down. They're
Right.
down, but will they stay down? I like the BYU pickup.
All right. BYU this year. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a game I look forward to.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we just got to hope the NCAA gets this whole college playoff thing figured out.
All right.
And none of us like it growing to 32, 82, 107 teams, whatever it goes to, but it's the reality. It's going to happen. And
24, hopefully, will.
I think it's going to go 24, and hopefully it sets at 24. But
Yeah. Or maybe, I hate to do it, but I mean, at this point, go to 32, go 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4. Like 24 is just that odd number. Like someone's getting some buys. And that,
what does FCS do? They do 32, don't they?
I think so. I think 32. Like, and I'm not. I just think if you're gonna, or maybe go from 12 to 16, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
Go to maybe go to 12 again. Go 12 to 16. Just getting a nice even, like an even bracket. That's all I'm saying. I just don't like the buys and whatnot. Put these games on home field.
Well, I think the problem is you're going to have the buys because the conferences do not want to kill conference championship games because that's their moneymaker, right? That's
Right.
one more game for them where all the money goes and they're not sharing it. Where I think that's where the challenge comes. So that's where it'll be probably an uneven number.
All right.
But yeah, I would go straight 32, follow the FCS model, and
Yeah.
do away with all the other bowl games and move them to the spring. But hey, again, I'm available if you want consulting.
Correct.
Just let me know.
Correct. So
All right. Well, anything else on your mind? We haven't got a chance to talk. We've kind of rambled around the world, got some things covered.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of what we've been talking off camera. Yeah. We'll be back here soon, I'm sure. I think we're talking every week to 2 weeks, trying to get something out here as we ramp up football season, get back in the swing of it. We're 9 weeks out from Wisconsin, which is
Crazy.
yeah. It doesn't feel too bad right now. College football's back next month. Obviously, the end of August with week 0. We're back that Labor Day weekend. We got our tickets to Wisconsin already dialed in. Going to Lambeau Field, which
I'm super excited about that.
absolutely pumped about. We don't know exactly how we're going to stay up there, right? I mean, it's going to be there's not
Accommodation.
right?
We've got an option.
Correct.
We've got an
There's
option,
just
a place to stay.
Yeah, it's very small town, right?
Yeah.
I mean, super pumped to be there, and it's Labor Day weekend. It's going to be apparently Wisconsin this time of year 70, 80 degrees, which is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be Texas A&M a couple years ago, 105 degrees, something stupid, right? It should be beautiful weather out, football weather, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I do kind of wish we were playing Wisconsin at Camp Randall.
Yeah.
That would be a cool stadium to go see.
We
a
were
game.
there, what was that, 6-7 years ago at this point, for kicking camp I went to, and yeah, it was a beautiful campus, beautiful stadium.
Yeah, cool vibe.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to go play a game there, but I
Right.
love the Lambeau. I mean,
Right.
when we go to the away games, I love going to the campuses.
Right.
Although when you're a Notre Dame fan, you don't get to go to many campuses.
Right.
We got Chapel Hill on the frickin'
Yeah, tickets to that one.
and I'm already seeing people on the old X talking about
take it over.
Notre Dame takeover. So that would be interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
Bill Belichick and I think he'll still be employed by that time.
Yeah, and we've had a streak of getting coaches fired after we play them. So I think Jordan was saying maybe that's the game this year.
That could be his Axe
circled
game.
one.
Yeah.
the Axe game. Yeah, we're up in Foxborough this year at Gillette. So
Yeah.
that'll be an interesting one. There's an NFL stadium for you. Trying to think. Any other big away games? You're like, ooh, that one.
BYU
BYU, obviously, yeah. BYU talked
at
about
Provo. That's
at Provo, yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, I mean some great.
Hey, we're at Purdue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're there. great atmosphere for
Yeah.
pregame.
The big game.
Pregame. Yeah. That's
So
all I gotta say about that. Hopefully, it's not a billion degrees like it was last 2 years
hey,
ago.
but props to Purdue. The black bleachers for the opposing fans in the sun
I'll tell
is
you what.
brutal.
Did we get tickets to Notre Dame for that one? I was gonna say, did we? Did you get some?
I've got tickets. I didn't get you any.
Okay, good.
You didn't want to go.
I was gonna say I did not want. If I decide to go later, I'm not sitting in the Notre Dame section. I am getting tickets.
And the lovely Madison would probably be torn on that one.
Correct. Nah, she's not. All right, football. Come on now.
Okay, I mean,
But hey, DJ Diesel is in West Lafayette.
That's
tonight.
true.
I think it's an 8:00 start, so people are really hoping for that 3:30 kick.
if you're gonna go to West Lafayette,
Right.
just know you can get your tickets early to go see
Correct.
Shaq, DJ
Correct.
Diesel playing at I don't remember what club, but
I don't know. I heard not too far from the stadium, so everyone's hoping it's not a night game. They want to go do both, and I respect that.
well, Purdue has the DJ, so maybe
Right.
they could just pay a little extra and get
Right,
Shaq
get
to
it.
show up and DJ during the game.
I hope them sell tickets probably too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So, anyways, exciting season coming forward.
Yeah. So it ought to be a good season, and we got to just keep it under control here.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to get excited when you look at what's coming back. And I was thinking about this, and I can't wait to have Jordan on. We'll have the conversation when we get into the season preview. But is this year 6 where we're going to say the wide receiver room has gotten better?
Maybe 40. I don't know. Yeah.
And it may be true yet again.
Yeah.
It may be true yet again.
Not been saying much the last couple of years, but yeah.
So, all right. Well, I got some good catch up on where we've been. We'll be back soon.
Yeah.
We'll start getting into some nitty gritty and start getting some details. We'll run our usual preseason walk through the schedule, 2-part series.
Yeah.
We'll try and predict what teams we think will be ranked when we play them and where. I think it's going to be interesting. I think Notre Dame's going to probably be pretty dominant in the early half of the schedule if things go well. We're going to be pretty vanilla. We might even know how good of a team we are until 2/3 of the way through the season.
Right.
So a lot of intriguing storylines here for the Irish going into this year.
Yeah. Exciting season. I'm ready for it. Ready to get back into it. 9 weeks.
All right. Hey,
It's not too bad.
well, thank you for tuning in. If you're still here, make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, share it, hit us up on the X. Give us your comments, questions. If you want advice, NCAA, we're available. Let us know. And as always,
Go Irish.